So about 3 years ago, I hit a wall. I couldn't sleep. I was constantly drained. I just got really upset one day, and I couldn't even tell you why. And in hindsight, the word for it is burnout. I didn't know how to articulate it at the time. So I'd been in my first sales job for a couple of years. It was a good company, decent money, and for a good chunk of it, I was really happy. I was really stimulated. I actually loved it. It was fast-paced. There was always something happening. I was wearing multiple hats. You know, that feeling where you're not just doing one thing. You're involved, you're useful, you're learning, and the people were pretty great too. And that matters more than most people think when they're hunting for a job. So this isn't a story about a terrible job. This is a story about a good job that slowly stopped being the right job, which is actually harder to navigate because you can't really pinpoint anything obvious and say, that's why I'm leaving. But underneath everything, gradually something started to shift. The sleep started going, the energy started going. I'd finish work and I wouldn't really have much energy left. And the thing about burnout, especially the first time around, is you don't actually recognize it when it's happening. You just think you need a good night's sleep, or you think you're being soft and you should just keep pushing through it. But looking back, I was pretty high revs in a low gear for about 2 years. And around the same time, a friend and colleague left. Someone who'd made the job really good for me. And without that, the work started to feel even more like empty and a bit mundane. And I started actually ask myself, why am I here in this job specifically? Not in some existential crisis kind of way, just literally, why this job, why this company, why this path? I go up to London now and again. I get on the train and there's people in full corporate attire, laptop open, doing an Excel spreadsheet at 6:30 in the evening. Even when the internet's not working, that confuses me. Heads down, just grinding through it. And people are doing it just because that's what they're expected to do and what they expect of themselves. And around the time of that burnout, I picked up a book called The Pathless Path by Paul Millard. And he had this high-flying career in consulting, and he walked away from it. It wasn't to start a business or to go somewhere else to make more money. It was just to figure out what he actually wanted to do. And the thing that hit me the hardest was this idea of the default path, that most of us don't actually choose our career, we just follow the next obvious step. So you go to school, you go to university, there's a graduate scheme, there's a promotion, there's a bigger company, there's a better title, and each step feels like a choice, but really you're just following a script that someone else wrote for you, whether that be your teachers or your parents. And I'd be following that script and I'd be burning myself out chasing this destination that I didn't even pick for myself. And he also asked this question that I'd never asked myself before, which was, how much does your ideal life actually cost? And I don't mean the fantasy version, I mean the real version. You know, iced coffees in the morning, long walks, flexibility, time to think. When you actually add all that up, you don't need to be